Welcome to the Ascension Football Show. I'm Kieran Edwards. And today on the Ascension Football Show, we continue to feature the Ascension Invitational Tournament of Trinidad and Tobago. And today on set, we have Moruga FC.
Our last tournament, which was the League of Champions, was just cut before we had concluded.
During the pandemic, how that downtime was in terms of, we're talking almost 2 years off the field.
In this last week, since the whole team, it has been spreading like wildfire. And everybody is coming on.
With the continued coverage of the Ascension Invitational Tournament, we at the Ascension Football Show, we are covering Moruga. And today we have the manager, president of Moruga FC, Mr. Gibbs. Mr. Gibbs, pleasure to have you on set with us, sir.
The pleasure is really mine. Happy
right.
to be here.
Journey far to come up in Eastland for the interview. How was your journey to come up here, sir? How was the journey from Moruga?
Well, we didn't expect that much traffic today, but it was okay. It was okay.
When we hear about Moruga, we always hear, I'm talking the big song coming from Moruga. What, in the football terms, what does Moruga, because it's a football interview, the Ascension Football Show. What in football, what does Moruga have to offer?
Right. Well, once you have Moruga in any tournament, be it youth or senior, you get a passionate, we have a very vibrant support base. Our supporters follow us all over Trinidad and Tobago. We bring excitement to any league. We always are the underdog sometimes that you can't underestimate. We bring excitement, we bring flair. You know, so we as a surprise package.
So we're looking for Moruga to be the flair, the star boys. We could see some Ronaldinho's and Messi's throughout Moruga when we come to see Moruga.
Because we have an exciting bunch for this tournament in particular. We are blooding some new ones. Would have been some of the guys who would have come out of the Moruga secondary team that was promoted to the Premiership but never got the chance to play.
Right.
So they have been eager, and this tournament really serves as a reprieve for them. So they are excited to get out there and show their stuff for the rest of the world to see.
Coming into the tournament, Moruga, as you say, the last team to come into the tournament, replacing Malabar FC. When you got the call that you would be part of the first division in the Ascension tournament, give me the feeling for the team, for the management staff, how that felt.
Well, we knew that the possibility existed, but you know, we saw everything established. So we weren't really in a state of readiness. Physically, that is, but mentally we started to prepare. When we got that call, it was excitement because we were really looking forward to getting back out there. Our last tournament, which was the League of Champions, was just cut before we had concluded. So we were left in limbo. Our community has been really disappointed where football is concerned. Our school team, the Moruga Secondary School, as I said, were promoted, but never got a chance to play. Most of those boys would have graduated. They comprised this team. Our seniors in 2019 won the Champ of Champs, expecting to be promoted to the Super League. Then we had, all of the situations that occurred and we never got the chance. So for us, this is a reprieve. We were excited. Although we knew it was going to be a challenge, we have accepted this challenge. And in 1 week time, we have been able to really, mobilize. We have excellent technical staff, second to none. We've been spearheaded by our technical director, Ms. Donald Maskell. And she is guiding a cadre of coaches, all of them very experienced and qualified, having experience even at the Pro League level. We also have a good physiotherapy department headed by Mr. Joseph Roplal. So we are well prepared technically. We have a group of guys who we know we can mold and build. And we look forward to growing from strength to strength as the tournament progresses.
As you mentioned, the setbacks, expecting a little more from the Moruga team, the different competitions, they're expecting the school team, the village team basically to take in the Super League and move forward and progress. During the pandemic, how that downtime was in terms of, we're talking almost 2 years off the field.
Yeah, well,
2 years plus off the field.
Unfortunately for us, our facilities weren't upkept. All the recreation grounds that we have at our disposal, for whatever reason, they were more or less almost abandoned. So a physical space was a challenge for us to keep going. Although we knew we had limitations, we still were willing to do small groups, but even that was really challenging. So we almost had come to a standstill. You know, had it not been for a program that we had executed just before the lockdown, where we have various communities, coaches working in various communities in whatever space they could have found. So we have now these boys coming out of that program that survived. Yes.
Okay, so that's how and the mental part of it for the guys. So what work have you've been keeping in touch with them, letting them what's the situation?
Unfortunately, we'd have lost a few. Some of the backbone, the main members, you know, they would have had to move on into the world of work. They have lost their focus, you know, from football. We are trying to see if we could reach them and bring them back into the fold. But it was a tough blow. But within this last week here, since the word came, it has been spreading like wildfire. And everybody is coming on board, you know, even those who had hesitancy to vaccinate. We have some of them now making the decision because they want to be part of this. So it is really building momentum.
I want to take a short break, but when I come back, I want to get into the history of Muruga FC. We heard about Muruga FC throughout the years since I'm coming up as a young boy. I played football in South, so I would have heard about Muruga FC, players from Muruga coming through. I want to get a bit of the history when we come back. So when we come back from break, we get into the history of Muruga FC.
Pest control is a pain, but you don't have to go it alone. If you're a business that needs someone who will fix your problems point blank, go with the brand that's tested. Go with Terminix. Born almost a century ago in Memphis, Tennessee, Terminix International's mission has been to spread its innovations across the world through its integrated pest and termite management system, reducing the infestation of pests and vermin. Our Trinidad franchise neutralizes the threat of tropical insects and ensures that companies, from food production to hospitality, protect their investment and get the maximum value from our relationship. And we've been doing it well for over 20 years. Termites and pests are relentless, but they're no match for Terminix. Contact us today for a free consultation and quote, and let's introduce you to convenience. Protect your premises today. Choose a service provider that persists. Talk to Terminix.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Hey, Ascension! Ascension! Premium quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. Now everybody say, hey, oh, we wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension! 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 We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension. We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
I'm Gordon Pierre, Director Part Owner of Real Westport United. Terry Frennick, he was afraid to play like the Rangers. Angus Eve was afraid to play like the Rangers. But we, the Ron Lafayette trained team, we are ready, willing and able to defend the West against the Lahasata Rangers attack. Westport has answered the call and Westport is ready.
Lasso Frame Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Or out fishing with the boys. Or a fun DDI experience with friends. Boat repairs, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. S03 Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, McBean, Couva. Amante Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew.
So what's the most important thing the team focuses on during training sessions?
Well, as of now, it will be fitness and getting those technical abilities, the touches and thing on. Plus, we're trying to put together our structure, our game plan.
How do you rate the performance of the players coming out of the pandemic? 1 being the worst, 10 being the best.
I will give them a 7 and up. I'm pleasantly surprised at the level that they're at right now.
What advice would you give an up-and-coming player missing out on that 2 years of football, coming out of maybe colleges league, not being able to play and mature now 17, 18, 19 outside of college football? What advice you will give a young player coming out?
Well, I'll tell them this is a great opportunity. Now is their time. You know, sometimes they would have been staff opportunities, but in the absence of more of the senior players, this is the opportunity to get out there, establish themselves, and really, you know, stake their claim for either a spot on the national programs, scholarship, or even into the professional ranks.
What's the best piece of advice you would have been given through the years with the club Moruga FC?
Be persistent. You know, don't worry too much about, you know, the negative things that, you know, things that probably seem to be improbable. Get out there, give it a shot, and we will succeed. We have done that, and it has really borne fruit.
What do you intend to achieve at the end of the tournament with this group of players?
We want to see ourselves finishing in the top half. We would like to see this group of players showing incremental development. Where they would have started the tournament, we want to see them at a stage probably about 50 to 60% better or more than where they started at. With the technical team we have around them, once they open themselves to learning, they would get that level of improvement.
What you would like to see the team improve on? What aspects of the team you like to see improved?
Well, discipline. Not discipline in terms of, being on time, understanding when they get here, the things that they ought to do for themselves, even when they're not around the team. That's self-discipline to keep themselves fit. Consider what they put into their bodies. Respect the game. Respect what the game can do for them. And that will bring growth and development to them as a player and as an individual. My name is Eric Gibbs, and I'm the manager of the Moruga Football Club. Well, this team is 25 years old. The club was founded in 1997. We have a very vibrant youth development program, so what we would have here is more or less the product of that program. We have been very successful in youth football. We are past winners of the Republic Cup, National Youth League. So here we have now a culmination of that effort. We have a very competent technical staff, and right now their focus is on getting a bit of fitness, because boys have been inactive, most of them, for a greater part of 2 years, as well as getting their touches on, building on their technical ability right now, as well as putting together a game plan, because we have an assembly here of players from different communities. So as we are coming together now, the coaching staff is working on getting their system in place. Well, for sure, we would like to see our team develop. We have very young boys here. Most of them are just out of school. The core of the team would have come from the Moruga Secondary School team that would have been promoted to the Premiership. Unfortunately, they didn't get a chance to play. So this is a reprieve for them, and we are hoping to see them develop and really get into the next phase of their footballing life. Well, for sure, everybody has to be wary of Rangers. They seem to have their hand on the pulse of things. They were one of the only clubs that would have been able to really withstand the challenge of this COVID period. Of course, the armed forces, police, defense force, we always know that they present a formidable challenge. However, our expectations are that we would see improvement as the tournament progresses, and we will surprise a few. We will take a few big scalps. Trust me. Oh, sure. Because our community, we're very remote, we're very rural, and football has been really the catalyst that really energizes our community. We have a very vibrant, support base, and they are eager to see the boys back out in the middle. They were disappointed with the lockdown, the school team not having to play in the Premiership. Even our seniors were promoted via the championships in 2019 and never got a chance to play at the Super League level. So for us, this is really the opportunity of a lifetime. Everything is really culminated and come to pass. So here we are, the top flight, and the whole community is excited and behind us 100%. Well, we are just like to say thank you on behalf of the community of Moruga and environs for this opportunity. It came late, but nonetheless, we accepted the challenge, because it's through these opportunities our players will get the exposure that they need. We have very young players, as I say, and we know that they will grow from strength to strength. So we'd like to thank the Terminix Rangers organization, Mr. Ferguson and his team, for giving us this opportunity. Moruga Football Club has answered the call. Moruga Football Club is ready. My name is Eric Gibbs. I'm the manager of Moruga Football Club. This team is 25 years old. The club was founded in 1997. Our community, we're very remote, we're very rural, and football has been really the catalyst that really energizes our community. Moruga Football Club has answered the call. Moruga Football Club is ready.
The situation we have here is that these characters, and I refer to them as pests, right? What they are doing is destroying our country, but not on my watch. No street, no turf, no block shall belong to these cockroaches, right? It's no longer business as usual. Happy hour is over. If they don't fear God, at least they will fear Terminix.
Have you considered how your methods could impact on pests across the country?
I find we look after the rights of pests as opposed to the rights of the 1.3 million law-abiding citizens in Trinidad and Tobago. I wonder if Roach Ladden's son come here for the carnival, if you'll interview him, eh?
But how could you defend one shot, one kill?
What, you want me to throw a pillow at him?
I didn't say that.
No, well, if a roach jumps in front of you now, what will you do?
Run.
Oh, Jesus, Lord Father.
Pests bothering you? Call Terminix at 672-5007 or 672-0042 or visit our website at terminix.co.tt for a free quote and consultation. Join our fight against pests.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Ascension! Ascension! Premium quality and style make you stand out all the time. Ascension is quality for champions. Ascension fit is always right. Take your game to higher heights. Ascension got the quality for champions. So everybody say, hey, oh. We wearing Ascension when we play. To run out on the field in style. What's the brand that we want? Ascension! 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 We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension! We wearing what we wearing is Ascension. Quality for a champion. Ascension! We wearing what we wearing is Ascension.
Get in the game with Ascension. Quality for champions.
Amante Del Cafe is located at Magnificent Mall, number 271 Southern Main Road, Vancouver. Amante Del Cafe. Happiness begins with brew.
My name is Ryan Frederick. I'm a midfielder and I play for Central Soccer. The biggest challenge is to try and finish in the top 3. It will be a tough tournament, but we come to give a good show and show everyone how much good players we have in Central here. Central Soccer has answered the call and Central Soccer is ready.
Friend Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. At our facilities, security checks ensures that all vehicles are secured. Our newly renovated bathrooms are always kept in a clean working order. Need repairs and maintenance? We have you covered. Our qualified workmen will get the job done. Boat storages, from our marina, you can easily push off for a family sailing trip. Or out fishing with the boys. A fun DDI experience with friends. Boat repairs, secured parking, extensive camera system, boat charters, boat rentals, down the island parties. Contact us at 1-868-634-1653. Lasso Friend Maritime Limited, the best in marina services. Life's better on a boat.
And we're back. Mr. Gibbs, I want to know about the history of Moruga. Take me back from how long the club has been in existence.
Well, we came together in 1997. It stemmed from the backdrop of a very vibrant minor league, when we looked at a lot of players with national, experience coming in to play for various villages. And we felt that, our boys, our homegrown boys, they stood up to them. Yeah. So why not have a homegrown team into the Southern Football Association? So all the managers of the various community-based teams came together, and we had this team formed. It was a banging start, because we entered the SFA and we created a real stir. We got promotion to the first division in just our first year. We have never looked back since. What was very instrumental for us is that we recognize, as a rural-based team, we have to take our players out and expose them. We approached our sport promotion for participation in the Savannah League. That was a league solely for clubs in and around Port of Spain. We had an interview with Mr. Harford and we convinced them to let us in. And since then, we spent 3 years at Savannah League. We did pretty well. We rubbed shoulders with the big guns. And out of that, when they decided to do the first Super League in 2003, because we were more or less instrumental in all sports, seeing that they could have taken this football further and wider. As a matter of fact, they experimented with a game where Queen's Park came down to Moruga. And because of that, when they decided to have that first Super League in 2003, we were invited. Probably one of the first clubs. So we played in the inaugural Super League, 2003. We were demoted because challenges, financially and administratively, but we learned. And again, we were approached by Club Sando to partner with them when they went up to the professional league, and we joined with them, and we had Club Sando Moruga. And that is the team that really would have put us on the map. We finished 3rd place in 2018. We always competitive. All teams coming to Moruga look forward, because a game in Moruga is an experience. We give you the full package. As I said, our supporters are very, very passionate. And that, I think, really helps and augurs well for football in general. We have a vibrant youth development program as well. Our youth team would have won Republic Cup at the under-17 level in 2017. Our under-14 team won the National Youth League. Very epic year. Remember getting past Santa Rosa in the final up at Arima here. And we have never looked back, And hence, the reason why football has been growing continuously in Moruga.
But I realize there are some successes through the years. Give me some of the players that would have passed through the club through the years and would have gone on to maybe representing higher in professional football, or even with the national team, or even abroad.
Well, I can remember one of the earliest successes we have would have been Cooper. That was he was at Benedict's. He went on to the national under 20 team, Andre Cooper, and he went on to scholarship. We even had a women's team in 2003. And out of our women's team, well, we have Donnell Maskell. She is one of the successes out of that program. She's now the technical director with our club. She's assistant coach to the national under 17 women's team. Within your very own club here, we have Maurice Dick, who was with us from baby, and we are very proud of his achievements. And he's still a catalyst in our community, urging the other boys to come on, we can do it. We have had Shaquille Louison, who represented at the national under 17 level, Anderson Tousse, several of them. We are still hoping and praying that we could have somebody national college at senior level, and we know that will come soon.
Well, the names, I'm happy because as the manager of Terminex Lockita Rangers, Dick, I've seen Dick coming on. The distance he has gone to really become a professional player, I think it's commendable for any young player looking up to someone to see the dedication and the drive behind such a player. So I understand the work you've been doing in Moruga. Give me a sense of the Ascension League. Where see Moruga in the Ascension League, finishing in the Ascension League, placing? How you foresee that?
I mean, if anyone looks at the list of teams, we would be considered an underdog. But we understand that football this last 2 years has put clubs in a very precarious position. Everybody is in rebuilding, and we are just as them. So we feel like we could compete to finish in the top half.
Right. In the top half of
this league, yes.
All right.
But we would surprise a few of the big names. Trust me.
We are putting persons on notice.
Yes. Don't take us lightly.
Don't think it's at 3 points. Don't think it's that you'll have to work.
Don't count your points.
Don't count your points with Moruga FC. The journey, we know most of the league is playing on East-West corridor in terms of the safe zone. What's your thoughts on terms of that journey from Moruga to play a game and get the guys ready? I think that will be a challenge when the league starts?
No, not really, because as I said, we have had years of experience of playing at the top levels. National Youth League was structured as just the same. We had 3 years in the Super League. So we have grown accustomed to the structure, the timelines, we are accustomed with that. So it won't be challenging.
You don't see that as being a problem because of the experience?
No. We have the experience in managing, playing football at this level.
What do you think then, if that's not might be a challenge, what do you think might be a challenge within the league, in the Ascension League this year, coming out from the pandemic?
Well, for us, for certain, finances. For us, because we're so remote, everything for us is at the more expensive end. Transportation, we'll have to have refreshments probably twice, because we would have to leave home pretty early around lunchtime, so we'll have to provide meals, and we will get back late, so refreshments will be a challenge, just procuring these things. But I must say that since we have made the call, we have supporters, making pledges, but nonetheless, we know that would be a little challenging, but we will overcome that. What would be helpful for us as well, we have a brand new spanking new multipurpose complex, very similar to the model that we have in Diego Martin, never been used. We were hoping that we could have activated that, and probably if the league might consider giving us a game or two, we will provide all the safe zone criteria. That would really help a lot.
Is it well, we know contact sport has now resumed just the other day, just a few days ago, a couple of weeks ago. In terms of the facility, has it, in terms of been handed over to who?
Yes, it's another sport company right now, has been handed over, and we are working assiduously to getting it, to making it become available. So we should have some good news in a couple of days.
I think every team would be fighting to come and play Moruga at that kind of venue. I'm aware of the venue.
Yes.
I've been to the venue in terms of doing a visit at the venue. I think every club would be excited to be hosted by Moruga in Moruga. In terms of the community, what community work have the club been doing through the pandemic in terms of staying connected to community? I think most clubs would have been within some challenge in terms of on the field, but would have reached out in terms of helping through the pandemic. What has the club been doing through that downtime?
Well, we have to look for opportunities where we could have made an impact. We would have tried to do some work in terms of environmental work, like around the ground, still trying to see if we could have gone in there, probably get some of the grass down. We went in with whackers, we cut some, trying to, make it playable for the community. Besides playable, the communities needed that recreational space. So we worked with that. We worked with getting our beach, because our beach is very important to us. We did some work there in trying to establish a beach soccer facility. We want to establish Moruga as a beach football venue. So we were doing some work in the downtime, getting that operational. But opportunities were far and few in between. But we have some intentions to continue our outreach program, working with schools to make sure football is well developed in the schools and within all the communities.
I think that's a noble idea in terms of reaching out to schools, and I think beach soccer, especially in that area, it's one that would bring the fans out and bring that excitement as well. So we understand the outreach. On the field, what does Moruga do well on the field in terms of where you say strength is? Defensively, attacking, possession. What do you think the strengths of Moruga FC is?
Well, we try to create balance, Typically, a Moruga team, as I say, plays with some flair. So it's more in the middle of the field. You will start to see the play build up. You will start to see some movement off the ball. And we always threaten your goal. So our attackers are always present, ever present. So be wary.
So we expect a lot of goals from Moruga.
Yes, we will be down in that last third there very regularly.
I really look forward to seeing Moruga playing in the Ascension tournament, sir. Mr. Gibbs, it was a pleasure to have you here, sir. I know it's been a journey, but the pleasure is mine to have you on set, sir.
Well, sir, on behalf of my club and my community, I would like to say thank you for entertaining us and giving us this interview, this chance to really expose a bit more of Moruga to the rest of the world. Sometimes we feel a little peeved that, way down south, and we are not really paid much attention to. So I'm grateful for this opportunity to share and expose some of what we in Moruga have to offer.
At the Ascension tournament, we always pay attention to any part of the country, and I'm glad we have somebody in the West in terms of Westford, Carnage, Diego Martin, a team coming out of there. We have teams from the East, and it was important to get a team from far south to actually represent and get that talent. So because we have been starving for football for some time, and this tournament will now give the national coaches an opportunity to see under 20 players, under 17 players, senior players from all over the country. So it's a pleasure that Moruga answered the bell and was able to put their hands up and be part of the Ascension tournament.
We had no choice when that called.
All right. So again, it was a pleasure. And that's it for another Ascension show. Remember to follow us on our Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube, and at theascensiontournament.com.